these civilians are supposed to see previously they had about 408 distribution centers spread all over Gaza when the UN was monitoring it, when the UN was handling it. Now I believe they have less than half a dozen aid centers. And these are all aid centers where the civilians have been ordered not to come in. That is, these are military zones. And if any civilian comes in, by mistake also, he can be shot at. That's the rule that Israel has over those areas, military zones. They are called military zones. And all these aid centers are now set up in the military zones, and the civilians are asked to walk into the military zones and get the aid. And sometimes they have to walk up to 5 to 10 kilometers to come and get the aid. And since they are in the military zones, those who are manning the crowd, they carry weapons and they use it. Yesterday somebody said that, there's a controversy on the Haaretz report. Somebody said that the Hebrew version of Haaretz says that the soldiers were asked to shoot towards the Palestinians. But the point is, even if you shoot towards the Palestinians, it's like shooting at the Palestinians. So these are all things that are happening over there. So the aid, and the UN has also come out strongly and said that we also distributed food, but we did not have to use arms and ammunition to control the crowds. So why does Israel need to control the crowds using arms and ammunition? Which is a valid point, actually. Which is a valid point. Yes, they are savages. Goes without saying. Did you also see that?
Have you seen it? They're putting opioids in the aid affairs. Have you seen that as well?
No,
I haven't seen that article. I've heard of it, but can you give me a link, Teddy?
Yes.
I saw it on Twitter, but I didn't see any article. Yes, you could share.
Yeah. If anybody want to come on up, you guys are welcome to come on up. There's, let's see, what do we have today to talk about? The settlement attack. What'd you say?
Israel attacking Iran right now?
I don't know if that's true. We're gonna have to wait and see if they did do that,
I just said just put a link in the chat about the opioid being discovered in the aid in Gaza.
Yeah, thank you, Teddy.
So they're lacing the flour. Looks like flour. It's a photo of someone holding flour, and then the pills are in the flour.
It's disgusting, really. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
There's the explosions. I'm seeing the video right now on the Iran thing. There are explosions in Iran. I don't know if it's a false flag or.
What day is it today? 28. Is today the day that anonymous group said there was going to be an attack on some country?
That's very specific.
Yeah, they had a countdown. They literally had a countdown.
Today's the 27th. Well, for me, for you, it's probably.
Well, it's the 28th. 28th, my time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they literally had a countdown to say there's going to be an attack.
On what country?
They said America. I don't know if they said. I think they said America, maybe. But
oh, Iran?
But actually, no. The anonymous.
New York.
The anonymous.
Florida. Make it Florida. You're Maryland.
And then I did actually read somewhere about Iran actually informed America of some attack. Iran had intel on an attack happening within America. And
I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yes. In D.C. Go ahead, Faith.
Yeah, no. You go ahead, Edward. If you have the details, share it. I read.
Yeah. So Iran came out and warned the U.S. about an impending attack on a possible bomb attack on Washington, D.C. That was a few days ago, like maybe 2 days ago, 3 days ago. And they came out to just to make sure that the U.S. knows that it's not them that's doing it. And I think they gave details, and they said that it's Zionist tied. That's the way Iran said.
Yeah, I pointed this out a couple. I think after the end of the Iran war, a bunch of Zionists had talked about bombing Washington.
Did you see the video of that guy?
Oh, yeah, Sam, you did. And I did hear that. I did hear that.
Jews.
Here we go again. Devin.
Oh, this guy,
Can I say salam alaikum?
This guy come up here, bro. Who brings you up here?
Amir, you have a set, sir.
Devin, get the fuck out of my stage. Get off my fucking stage, bitch. Get lost. Son of a bitch. Get lost.
Amir, I think you have a set so that anybody could come up.
Yeah, I turned it up. So he can have to raise his hand. Go fuck
So
you.
salam alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Faiz, assalamu alaikum, and Teddy.
Walaikum assalam, walaikum assalam.
But that Devin guy just says the same thing over and over again. It's like he's on repeat.
It's funny, Amir just like, get up, like he's shooing away a fly or an ant or something, or a
That's what I was
cockroach.
thinking.
Get up.
That is a fly, bro. That is a fucking fly. Every 2 seconds, anti-Semite, you want to hate the Jews? Like, bro, what are you on about? You're not even Jewish.
So this attack, quadcopters, 2 of them that got intercepted by Iran's air defense. I don't know what that means per se. Ace brought it up. It just happened like a half an hour ago.
So, I don't know, Edward, did you hear about the foreign minister of Iran told Trump, stay in your lane, have respect Khamenei, otherwise, if you want to talk about the nuclear thing, otherwise...
No, but that would make sense. Respect us, respect our leader, and then we could talk, which is should be a statement that doesn't need to be made. But when it comes to brown people, you have to make this statement to white people. No offense to white people. I'm not racist against white people. I'm just saying.
I think the white people don't have self-respect.
Regarding the white and the brown thing, Edward, I was watching an interview of Jordan Peterson, and he says the Arabs don't deserve the oil wealth. The oil shouldn't be with the Arabs. Can you imagine?
Well, too bad. It is.
It is.
And he was, so is he now an atheist because he was a Christian before?
No, this is this guy, Jordan Peterson is the same guy that went on, what is that, Jubilee or whatever, as, one Christian versus, 10 atheists, and then says he's an atheist, he was never a Christian, so they had to change the title, and he just got roasted by all 10 atheists.
Oh, yeah, that's a young student, right? Who put him on? Yeah, I saw that.
So,
JB, do you want to come up?
So God gave the Arabs the oil. God gave the Jews Israel. God gave the Arabs oil. Unless you cherry pick what God gives to everybody.
JB, come on up, man. Come on up. Let's have a conversation instead of running away, man. Come on.
Who, Shimmy?
JB has changed. He has changed a little bit of his position. He doesn't agree with certain things and relate to Israel. Let's hear you out. Come on, man. Instead of sitting in the audience, right? I know, look, people have told me what you have said in healthy debates. You are calling out your own people. No, not today? Okay, maybe next time.
You want to know a story from the Bible?
Oh, no. There goes my
That's
IQ.
okay. It's okay, Fatima.
No, it's
There
about
goes my
Israel,
IQ.
No, you
bro.
said it earlier. We heard you.
It's about Israel.
No, but you
It's
said it
about
earlier.
Jacob.
Don't say it again. You said it earlier. Thank you.
Can I?
No, we know God gave his.
leave it.
No, I just
We're
want
not
to
gonna
make
pull out the words.
Go ahead,
Okay,
let her say her story. Let her say her story.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me
Go
I
ahead,
have
Fat.
empathy.
let me tell you
Fatima, I have
something.
empathy.
Okay, let me tell you something. You know, Abraham, he had like no Isaac. Isaac is the father of Israel, right? Jacob. But you know, they had twins, Esau and Jacob. So Esau was the oldest twin, and the oldest twin was promised the land that was promised to Abraham and the covenant. You want to know something? You want to know what Jacob did? Jacob stole his birthday, because his brother Esau was hungry. So his sad little hungry brother said, "Okay, Israel, Jacob," and he gave it to him. Then Abraham asked him to do something. I thought it was something with food, and then he will get the blessing. So Esau went outside, and Jacob heard that. So Jacob quickly did the same thing and went to Isaac, but Isaac was old and blind, and he came in the room, and then Isaac wanted to feel his hand to know if it was really Jacob or Israel, and he believed him. So Israel was from the start already a thief. He stole the land that was promised to Esau. I'm not kidding. This is in the
Really? It's in the Bible.
Yeah, so Israel, Jacob had a twin
I'm being
brother.
sarcastic. I mean,
No,
I'm saying
this is not
it's in
sarcastic.
the Bible.
This is not
No,
sarcastic.
So
But Fatima, I mean, I think you got most of the story right, but not completely. But we know that's in the Bible. That is like, you know, he felt his arm, and his arm was not hairy like his brother's arm, and so he put hair on it or something. I don't know. But that story, I mean, that's in the Bible. It's a common story that people talk about.
No, it's just funny because you see what they do now. Has always been a thief. Jacob was always deceiving from the start.
So, Emir, Monday, Netanyahu's trial commences again.
yep, that's what I'm saying. Every time there's a trial, he goes crazy before he does some sort of attack. This is what I've observed, and this is what's happening right now. And this is what even some of the people on Twitter Spaces agree with this.
But Edward, did you see that news that Trump wants all the cases against Netanyahu be withdrawn? The court
He
cases should be
can't,
closed.
Brother Fayaz, because of the Attorney General, and it's for the Israeli people to decide, not for Trump.
Yeah, I know that, but he makes these statements, funny statements,
He's the idiot, man.
Yeah, but we shouldn't underestimate the power of an American president's comments when it comes to another country like that. It just empowers the people in Israel to do things that because from what I understand, Netanyahu is submitting a report to the president, and the president is supposed to, and this is by Israeli laws, is either to accept or reject or decline the proposal. It doesn't mean that the president makes a decision. He just makes a decision only that this can be considered, and then it goes to the court for consideration. So the recommendation of the president would be what Netanyahu needs, and if he gets that, then he could take it to the court. We don't know what would happen in the court if they would decide to, minimize his crimes or his indictments. So, you know, there's a
See, I
pathway
was
to
right.
getting it done.
That was right. Eagle said they're offended by Trump's statement because he's a criminal. You see what I'm saying?